What hurts more than being poor? Being poor and having a child who thinks you don't care about him. This mother woke up every day at 4 a.m., worked 3 jobs, skipped meals, wore the same shoes for 6 years, but her son hated her. He thought she had ruined his life for years. He never knew the secret hidden inside an old box under her bed, a secret that would change everything. And when he finally discovered it, he fell to his knees, but by then, it was already too late. Her name was Sarah, a single mother, living in a tiny apartment with her 8-year-old son, Daniel. The apartment was so small that when Daniel stretched his arms, he could almost touch both walls. But Sarah always smiled, even when she was exhausted, even when she was hungry, even when life felt impossible. Every morning, she whispered the same sentence to herself, "Just make it one more day." Nobody knew how hard she worked. At 4 a.m., she cleaned office buildings. At 9 a.m., she worked in a grocery store. At night, she washed dishes in a restaurant. 3 jobs, 7 days a week. No vacations, no breaks, no complaints. But Daniel didn't understand. How could he? He was just a child. All he knew was this. Other moms came to school events. His mom didn't. Other moms helped with homework. His mom was working. Other moms spent weekends with their kids. His mom was sleeping from exhaustion. And slowly, a dangerous thought entered Daniel's mind. Maybe mom doesn't love me. But here's what Daniel didn't know. Every single night, his mother cried herself to sleep. Not because she was tired, because she believed she was failing him. Years passed. Daniel became a teenager. The distance between them grew larger. One night, he exploded. "You were never there for me." The words hit Sarah like a knife. But she said nothing. She simply looked down, then whispered, "I'm sorry." That made Daniel even angrier. He wanted an argument. He wanted an explanation. Instead, he got silence. The next morning, Sarah went back to work. Like always, but something inside her had broken for the first time in years. She cried at work, and nobody noticed. What was Sarah hiding? Why did she never defend herself? Why did she accept the blame? The answer was buried in a secret she had protected for almost 20 years. When Daniel was born, doctors told Sarah something terrifying. Her son had a serious medical condition without treatment. He might not survive childhood. The treatment was expensive, far more expensive than she could afford. So Sarah made a choice. A choice nobody knew about. She sold everything, her jewelry, her car, even her wedding ring. Then she worked every possible hour. Not to build wealth, not to buy a house, not to chase dreams, just to keep her son alive. Every bill, every payment, every sacrifice was hidden from Daniel because she never wanted him to feel guilty. While Daniel complained about old clothes, she was paying hospital bills while he wished for expensive gifts. She was choosing between food and medicine while he felt abandoned. She was literally fighting for his life, but she never told him, not once. At 18, Daniel left home. No goodbye, no hug, no thank you, just anger. Sarah stood at the door, watching him leave. She wanted to tell him everything. The truth, the sacrifices, the secret, but she didn't. Instead, she smiled and said, "I'm proud of you." After he left, she closed the door and cried for hours. Pattern interrupt. Most people think heartbreak comes from losing someone. Sometimes heartbreak comes from loving someone so much that you let them misunderstand you. Years later, Daniel built a successful career, a good life, a nice apartment, a nice car, everything he once dreamed of. But he rarely called his mother. Weeks became months. Months became years. Then, one afternoon, his phone rang. It was a hospital. His mother had collapsed. Suddenly, everything stopped. Work didn't matter. Money didn't matter. Nothing mattered. He rushed to see her. But he was too late. Sarah was gone. The woman who spent her entire life protecting him was gone. Forever. Ash the box under the bed. After the funeral, Daniel returned to her apartment. Everything looked smaller. Older. Sadder. While cleaning, he found an old wooden box beneath her bed. Inside were thousands of papers, medical bills, hospital records, receipts, letters, documents, and one handwritten notebook. Daniel opened it. The first page read, "If you're reading this, I am no longer here." His hands began shaking. Tears filled his eyes. Then he kept reading, page after page, year after year. Every sacrifice, every struggle, every fear, every prayer, recorded in her handwriting. One sentence shattered him completely. "I hope one day he understands why I had to miss so many moments." Daniel couldn't breathe. He realized everything. Every missed birthday, every absence, every disappointment. She wasn't choosing work over him. She was choosing him over everything else. For 20 years, she had carried the burden alone and never asked for recognition. That night, Daniel sat alone, holding the notebook, crying harder than he ever had for the first time. He understood what real love looked like. It wasn't flowers. It wasn't gifts. It wasn't words. It was sacrifice. The kind nobody sees. The kind nobody applauds. The kind that quietly changes lives forever. And maybe someone watching this video today needs to hear this. If your mother is still alive, call her. If you've been angry, talk to her. If you've been distant, go see her. Because one day, the phone will ring, and you'll wish for one more conversation, one more hug. One more chance. But time doesn't come back. And neither do the people who spent their lives loving us. The greatest heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they wear worn-out shoes and call themselves mom.